Okay, in this lesson we are going to learn about layers, how to use them, how to create them, and what are the benefits of using a layer. So let's first see this scene has some layers, like there's a table layer, fruits bowl layer, jog layer. So what I can do is I can turn on or off them. You can see according to my need very easily. I don't have to select, and although there are some different ways to hide your objects from your scene, I'll tell that in the next lesson. But this is a very useful way to again hide or show your group of objects. It doesn't have to be a single object. Like me, if you see, I have put all this bottle or jug or that glass thing in a separate layer, or I have put all the table. Like I can put all the chairs in a single layer. So you can do that. Let's see how to do the layers and how to put all those objects into the layers. Let's first delete all the layers. Delete a layer, you can go to the layers menu here, and you can delete any selected layer. Just select the layer, and you can select all of them and just go to layer and delete selected layers. You don't need to afraid to delete a layer, because when you delete a layer, the contents which are the objects don't get deleted. So you can delete a layer without any worry of deleting the objects accidentally. Let's first see what are the ways to create layers. You can see there are two options here, two icons, and you can also go to layer and you can see the both icon is listed here, like create empty layer and create layer from selected. This is the create empty layer and this is the create layer from selected. If I click create empty layer, this layer doesn't have anything inside it. If I turn off the V, it doesn't have anything. As it said, it creates an empty layer, right? If I create a layer like this, then I need to, for example, I want to add my chairs on that. So I first need to select all my objects. Let me select all the objects and this chair. Just right click on the layer and choose add selected objects. So now all the selected objects are inside this layer. And the second way to create a layer is first select all your object. For example, I want to put this fruit container or fruits. Example, I don't want this. So select your object first, then click on this icon, the last icon, or just select the create layer from selected. What it does is it's now created a layer according to the selection, and the selection has already been there. Let me tell you how to rename a layer. To rename a layer, you can just double click it and you will get the edit layer window here, and you can rename here. You can put something relevant name, like maybe fruits or something like that. Just save. You can see it doesn't accept the name, because it's also a good thing to know, because there are some things which has the same name, like fruits already exist, so you need to give a different name or just put L suffix to that. So now it's there. So renaming is a must. Okay, so always do rename, and you can see it's very easy to hide and so let's see what are these icons do. So V for visibility, you already know that. P is display in playback, means when you have something in a layer and if you turn off, what it does is when you play, let me show you, let me bring back that timeline. Go to your elements and bring the time slider back. If I play here, you can see that layer has gone. When it plays, the layer is automatically turned off. Okay, because we have turned off the P, it's playback time. Okay, and then the third option is here. This empty area is the mode of a layer. It means when it empty, it's normal. You can select all those objects inside that layer. When you click here for the first time, it turned to the template mode. T for template. What it does is it's put all those objects inside the layer in a wireframe mode, and it now not selectable. Then you can click there, it jumps to R is reference mode, and it does the basic same thing but in a shaded mode. Now it's again not selectable. but in spite of in wireframe mode, it's now in shaded mode. If you again click, it again cycle back to the normal. So click, just it cycles between those three options. Okay, and the fourth option is giving a color. You can see the color coding. If I put any color, like associate any color to a layer, what it does is when I go to the wireframe mode, if you remember there's a wireframe mode or 4, just check that it shows the wireframe in that particular color. So it's a very good way to easily identify what are these in that layer. And let me tell you, you don't just use the layers to show or hide or to freeze. You can also select all the objects from that layer. If you right click there and select objects, quickly select all your objects. So it's also a very good way to like put very complicated things in a layer, and again you can easily select those in by using the layer itself. And you can go to the layer menu. You can find here also that option, select object in selected layers. You can delete the selected layers here. You can delete unused layers. If you have some layers like some empty layers, nothing has been assigned to that layer, so you need to go to layer and just select delete unused layers. These two options, it's just for organizing. Just if you want to move this layer to down, like you can just do that from here. So in the next lesson, we're going to learn how to show or hide objects through shortcuts or some different ways.